component parts of my creativity collide in a vast whole. Fabric from childhood, sewing techniques to mould the same. Photography and art, the pose of fashion and of individual identity. Even sexual identity. Clothes can be conservative, but I exist to make them not so. I want to break the confines of fashion for everyone and myself. Parental influences, left-brained stitches and right-brained technicality make for the lines of stitching which demarcate the light and shade of my expression. These boundaries and spaces within are a way to honour them. Mum and Dad, different as they are to me and who I am. The works do not stand as memory alone, though. They are more than that. A ritual exorcism of the cruelty of the world as I see it now, and a levelling, if not cancelling, of gender norms. Identity is my expression, textures fulfilled in fabric, old papers, maps, nudes etched through stitching. A Frankenstein patchwork often brought together, untidily yet creating a known silhouette. An 1860s blueprint made from stretches of denim, for example. Inspiration comes from so many quarters. Art, history, music, punk culture, dance, comics, and of course, my fellow countrymen as artists and beyond. Basquiat collages live for me in my art. He is my idol. I love him, like a teenager, and from afar. Why do we dress as we do? Men, if we are free of the stern masculinity by a trick of nature in our bodies, then what is for us? Surely the world opens up. Even the gym bunny has his tenderness, perhaps encapsulated in his self-conscious creation of himself as a Tom of Finland stereotype. This juxtaposition intrigues the viewer and the participant alike. This you see here is not drag. My imperial skirt. This is my emperor of the empire backside garden far below. I am a man, most definitely, and happy to be one. And my work is concerned with shapes and what they mean. Poses which can transcend gender. My blue-black palette here was made for the floor of the gallery where I had my workspace. The idea came from Empress Sisi of Austria, an enigmatic person who had visited that place, the sea resort of Zandvoort. She was fleeing from court life, quite depressed much of the time. And I reflected on that, and my personal life, and my gay, queer life in general. This has many, let's say, opportunities or chances to become depressed while trying to escape not only from society with its macho male demands, but also somehow to fly to oneself, queer, gay, etc., and discover who one is oneself. The colours reflect the joy of becoming oneself, and at the same time express the mask one holds up to oneself and the outside world. The way I stitched it, by hand, stitch by stitch, in a cross stitch reflecting the Roman Catholic cross of Christ. My upbringing is done in a loose way, so the cloth is technically not very well connected, but good enough to pose in, walk in, and dance in. But it's not guaranteed that all stitches, like elements of our lives, will last long when doing that. A pose can lead to an idea, and an idea of a costume can lead to a pose. Photographing my work and my poses leads constantly to new points of expression, inspired by something external I have seen or watched. From photographs come new drawings. The photographs can also become like Edison's first attempts at a moment on film. Not just single images documenting a moment, but hundreds making a movement, a dance, a sacred ballet. Except, I cannot use that word, sacred, because to operate from a famous Dutch proverb, act normal, that's crazy enough. And sacred takes you away from normal. Textures of and in identity is what you see. Playful and serious.